We are a nation of immigrants, and we should all be proud of it. But we're also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws.
Not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before.
Families who enter our country the right way and play by the rules watch others flout the rules.
People who enter the United States without our permission are illegal aliens, and illegal aliens should not be treated the same as people who entered the U.S. legally.
And because we live in an age where terrorists are challenging our borders, we cannot allow people to pour into the U.S. undetected, undocumented, and unchecked.
We've got to do several things, and I am, adamantly against illegal immigrants. Certainly, we've got to do more at our borders, and people have to stop employing illegal immigrants.
And we're working to make sure that we have sufficient facilities to detain, house, and process them appropriately. And it is unlikely that their children will be able to stay. And I've asked parents across Central America not to put their children in harm's way.
So why would you object to a barrier? Again, no cogent reason. But here it is. You ready? The Democratic Party has taken control of the nation's largest state, California. It's a one-party state. Republicans don't have a chance for power in California. Okay? Now, used to be, they did. Richard Nixon came out of California. Ronald Reagan, two-term governor. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is a kind of Republican, he got elected. Not anymore. 1970, there were 3 million Hispanics living in the Golden State. Latinos, all right? 3 million. Today, 15 million. 55% of Hispanics eligible to vote in California are Democrats. 55%. Only 17% are Republican. 24% say they have no party allegiance. That has driven the Democratic Party to power in the Golden State. Because you go from 3 million to 15 million, all right? And more than half are Democrats. You just do the math. And people are moving out of California because of the progressive policies, high taxation, and this and that. Now, the Democratic Party saw that, and they control the largest amount of electoral votes in the presidential election because California is the biggest state. Same things happen here in New York. Same thing. Influx of foreign nationals has changed the whole voting pattern. Democrats controlled New York City, top to bottom. Okay? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez comes out of the Bronx. And because the city is so huge, they dominate the state. So the Democrats hold the governorship and both houses in the state legislature in Albany. And what do we have? Progressive policies. So the Democratic Party sees this. They know this. And they say, you know what? If we can have open borders, if we can get as many Latinos in through Mexico, we're going to obtain power in other states like Arizona, which is much more liberal than it used to be. Texas. And we're going to be able to spread that as the Latino community expands in the United States. And breaking 3-1, Latinos are breaking for the Democratic Party over the Republican Party. And that makes sense. Because if you are a foreign national, a poor person in particular, and you come to the hyper-competitive society that is America, you're going to need help. You don't speak English, you're going to need help. And what party promises you entitlements? The Democratic Party.
We want people coming in to our country based on merit and based on the fact that they are going to love our country and they respect our people in our country.
For decades, open borders have allowed drugs and gangs to pour into our most vulnerable communities. Most tragically, they have caused the loss of many innocent lives.
The president's decision to end DACA was heartless and it was brainless. Hundreds of thousands of families will be ripped apart.
Meanwhile, what's happening to families at the border is horrific. This is a moral and humanitarian crisis.
That's the Democrats' law. We can change it tonight. We can change it right now. I will leave here. No.
They're telling us that the single most grave threat to America is a bunch of poor, impoverished, broke, hungry refugees 1,000 miles away. They're even using our brave troops, sending them down as a political stunt.
The Department of Homeland Security says there's been more than a 200% spike in illegal border crossings over the past year, and a 37% jump from last month to this month.
For the first time, an American president is taking a very firm line. Good. That's what's needed. Whole populations are on the move. Invasions, frankly, have to be stopped.